Hey everybody, Dr. Chris here, and today we are talking about meat. A few weeks ago, we sent out a tip of the week talking about our paleo diet, and after that email went out, my aunt actually, she asked me a question. You guys mentioned that you eat meat, but what kind of meat? I want specifics. So this is for you and everyone else to make sure that we are eating the right meats. So as you know, or if you don't know, we eat a paleo diet. That does include eating meat. We're definitely not vegetarians. So a couple considerations when choosing your meats and figuring out what's going to be best for you. So the main thing that we are looking at is the source of the meat. Meats of any kind can be very inflammatory if we're not taking into account the source and the health of the animal. So it's really no mystery that these wonderful, awesome animals gave their lives to become our food and our nutrients. But we want to make sure that they've lived a healthy life. Them living a healthy life ensures that when it enters our body, it's not going to cause inflammation. So the big thing that we're looking out for here is chemical stress. If we have too much chemical stress in our lives, and food is something that universally we all eat, so each and every meal we want to make sure we're putting good stuff in so we don't take our chemical stress load up too high. So in terms of meat, our main protein sources that come from meat are beef, chicken, and fish. It's probably the same or similar for you guys as well. So a couple key things when we are looking at the sources of our meat. So we're going to go through those three right now. So number one, were the animals raised naturally? Meaning, are they free of any drugs, hormones, antibiotics, any chemical stressors to their own system? We want to make sure that they're not given those things, because guess what? It stays in their system and then they pass it right along to us. So we don't want those things, those chemical toxins floating around in our system. So look for the things that say hormone-free, antibiotic-free, drug-free, all that sort of stuff on the packaging. Number two, were the animals given their appropriate food to eat? Big example, cows. Cows eat grass. They don't eat grain, they don't eat corn, they don't eat soy, they eat grass. Simple. So look for things that say grass-fed. When you're looking at things, when you're looking at labels, don't just look for things that say vegetarian feed, for example. Because yes, cows can be given corn, and that's vegetarian, but grass, which is also vegetarian, that's their natural food. When we look at chickens, a big thing that you'll see is vegetarian feed on the label, because you can feed chickens all kinds of grains and other things, but they are not truly vegetarians. They roam out on the pasture and they eat little worms and grubs and little critters all around in the grass and such. So they need those sorts of things so that they can be healthy, not just purely a vegetarian feed. So make sure that your animals, whatever they are, they're eating the food that is appropriate to them. And number three, make sure that they have lived their lives in the appropriate environment, meaning outdoors. Animals are from the outdoors. They do not need to be confined to these big warehouses where they're raised by the thousands just for food production. So make sure they've been pasture raised or raised on pasture. You're going to see it different ways. You're also going to see the term free range. So the unfortunate part in this whole thing is that the word organic alone is not enough of a determination as to whether that's the right meat source for you. Look for the things that say pasture raised or free range. That means that they had access to the outside, that they live the majority of their lives outside, and they're going to be getting the right exposure environmentally for themselves, because animals, just like us, need fresh air, need sunshine in order to be their healthiest. So, to recap, what this means to you and I is that when we eat meat, we want to make sure that the animals have lived their healthiest lives possible. Because we don't want a stressed out, sick, unhealthy animal and their meat coming into our body. That is going to be no good. It's going to cause inflammation. The last thing we would want to do is have a diet that is inflammatory. We need the foods that we eat to supply nutrients to us so that we can take those proteins and those carbohydrates and those minerals and everything that comes along in our food so that we can use it efficiently and effectively without spiking our inflammation. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please leave comments down below, whether you're seeing this on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Leave a comment, ask a question if you have a question about paleo, meat in general, or any other health topic. Every time we make a video, we want to make sure that it is helping you to achieve your greatest expression of health. See you guys next time.